Hey YouTubers, Tazman here, and I'm bringing you a Tazman's Mod Spotlight. And in this Mod Spotlight, we're going to be looking at the epic mod NEI, or Not Enough Items. And in order to get this, what you want to do is go to Google or whatever your favorite search engine is, and type in Not Enough Items. Now, as I've mentioned before, sometimes this will yield results from other sites that I don't necessarily like. You can download from wherever you want, but I trust minecraftforum.net. Curse is okay too. But if you want to limit it, there's some Google hacks, and I'm going to teach you one of them right now. If you type the word site, as in website, and then colon, and then the name of the site, in this case, Minecraft, FORUM forums.net, it will limit your search results to that specific site. So now, as you see, everything here is by Minecraft forums. Oops, but I needed to, let's do 1.7.10 on here. 1.7.10. There we go. And Minecraft forums. Did I type that wrong? Minecraft forum. It's not S. All right. There we go. And as you see, the top one here on that site is Chicken Bones mod. Now, I'm not 100%. I believe Chicken Bones is a male. And I might refer to him as male without even thinking about it, saying he and stuff like that. But anyway, this is a mod made by Chicken Bones. And Chicken Bones actually makes quite a few other mods. Whoa, hello, waiting for it to load. So as you can see here, a bunch of the other mods. Now, for Not Enough Items and most other of Chicken Bones mods, you do need Code Chicken Core. To get to the downloads, you just come here, click on the downloads and installation, like so. And then here we have our Minecraft version. We want 1.7.10. As you can see, these are the mods that are available for 1.7.10. And we want Code Chicken Core. And we just click Universal and Not Enough Items. And once again, click Universal. I've already downloaded them, just save a little bit of time. But that's what we want to do. Now, what you need next is the location of your Minecraft. If you set up your own profile, like I've shown you in the past, how you go and tell it where you want the game installed for your profile, then you go to that location. In my case, that location is on my G drive in Minecraft Profiles Taz Teaches. And then, actually I want to be out one directory here. And then there's where all my Minecraft things are, my saves, resource packs, and all that fun stuff. And we went over that in our Forge Modloader video. If you haven't checked that out, you should probably check that out, because you do need Forge Modloader for all the mods that we're going to be going over. Alright, so now that we have that, and if what I was going to say is, if you don't know where it is, if you haven't set up your own, the default is if you type %appdata and then another %. This is an environmental variable, and it takes you to your roaming profile. And as you can see right here, there's the .minecraft, and in here is your default location for Minecraft to install. Now, I do feel necessary to warn you that if you have multiple profiles and you don't point them to different locations, you can overwrite your data. As you see, when I first set this up, I had some things, and then I moved it over to other profiles, so I could probably actually clear all that out. But anyway, that's all you have to do is go in there. Once you're in the profile that has it, then you click mods, go into mods, and you simply put those two things that we just got, or whatever mod it is. Mods are really easy to install with Forge Modloader. So you just stick them in there. So we have Code Chicken Core and Not Enough Items. Now we launch Minecraft. And we're in the mod spotlight, so we're gonna hit play, and you see Forge Modloader pulled up a little window real quick, loading up junk, all kinds of fun stuff, and that's about centered enough. Okay, now let's just make sure our music is down. We're down at 5%. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud. Sometimes Minecraft ignores you. So I'm gonna delete that guy. All right, so we're gonna create a new world, and we will just call it NEI. We'll leave it survival. Everything else is fine. So create world. So now what NEI is, not enough items, it gives you a quick interface for doing some basic administrative commands, I guess, or, let's go over. Ooh, that's a nice spot. What it does is gives you some nice little tools. One that's really nice is like if we have wood or something like this. If we've never played Minecraft before, or it's a mod that we don't know, and we gather something, we can find out what things are used for by going into our inventory, and mine's set to I, default is E, and you'll see this fancy interface right here. Now, this shows you all the blocks in default Minecraft because that's what we have loaded. We don't have any other mods. However, it does also give you access to things that normally you can't get in default Minecraft unless you really know how to do it. And these are mob spawners. So as you can see, if it's blue, that means it's a neutral mob or a passive mob. And if it's red, it's a hostile mob. So we can actually do all these things, including even the giant. As you can see, we can click next. We can also scroll the mouse wheel to go to our next pages and stuff like that. And it brings us everything that's available in Minecraft. Now, in this mode, we're not in cheaty mode. We're actually in regular mode. Um, what happens is if you left click on something, it will give you the recipe. So if I left click on sandstone, we get the recipe on how to make sandstone. If you right click on something, it tells you the uses of something. So like if we click on wood here, where's a wood log? Here's a wood log. We right click on it and it shows us here that a wood log can be turned into 4 planks. Or it can be used to make charcoal in a furnace. It can also be used as fuel in a furnace. And then of course back to shape crafting. So very handy. If you don't know how to make a piston, you just left click on it. Also, depending on your game mode, left clicking or right clicking will actually add things to your inventory. So like if I left click on, say, glass, it would give me 64 glass. If I right click on glass, it would give me 1 glass. Some other things NEI does. Ooh, it looks like it's already turning uni. Let's see, time set, let's say 6,000. Oh, and I don't have permission. I didn't give myself permission. So let's quickly do this. Open a LAN, allow cheat, start LAN. Okay, we're gonna make it always noon. So there's the time is set there, and we're gonna do game rule, do daylight cycle, and set it to false. So now the sun shouldn't move anymore. It should always be noon for us. All right, so anyway, the next thing we want to talk about with this mod is that if you're in creative and stuff, it gives you other options. So if you click on that options that was in the bottom, you have your options. And here we can change it from recipe mode to utility mode to cheat mode. The main one I use is recipe mode. But in, say, cheat mode, for example, if we go back and back into cheat mode. Wait, did I do that wrong? Oh, actually, I need to change my game mode to /game mode. Well, actually, no. Let's do it right here real quick. So if we hit O, you can hide the NEI interface because sometimes you might have little text and stuff pop up and you can't read it because it's behind this stuff. It makes it kind of hard to read. But anyway, so now that we are in, I believe we left it in cheat mode. Now it should be, if I left click on stone, oh, maybe not. Maybe it depends on your actual game modes. I find it kind of finicky. So let's do game mode 1. Okay, so let's just double check. So now we're in game mode 1. The funny thing is when you're in creative mode, it doesn't actually pull up unless you're like in a chest or something, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure if that's by design or not. So like if we bring up something that brings up a different screen than just our default inventory, you see we get the NEI. Now if we left click on something, it seems to do it if I start in game mode or creative mode. If I left click on something, it'll give me 64. If I right click on it, gives me 1. But I'm not exactly sure. I might have to research it. But right now, if I left click on something, it gives me the recipe on how to make stone. And if I right click, it gives me the usage in shape crafting in this case. So anyway, what I wanted to go over is some of the cool things you can do with NEI. So one thing you can do, obviously I showed you that you can look at recipes, you can look at usages of things. You can also like drill down. So let's say we have a dispenser, right? And we're like, oh, okay, so here's how you make a dispenser. But how do I make a bow? So you can actually left click, or you can also press U for usage or R for recipe. And if we hover over the bow and either left click or hit R, now we can see the bow. So if we figure out, okay, here's how we make the bow, then we can hit the backspace key and go back one recipe back to our dispenser and we can make it. Now some nice things is if we have a crafting table, let's get us a crafting table real quick. If you have the items you want, it can actually give you a ghost image of your recipe in your crafting area. So like if we have a crafting table here, and let's say we want to make wooden planks, right? So we have 64 there. If we say, oh, how do I make wooden planks? We can say recipe, and we can see, oh, 1 oak gives us 4. Well, if we click this little question mark, you'll see it actually puts it in our thing. And that didn't do it right. You know, things never work right when you want them. Oh, no, that was the ghost image, wasn't it? I'm a dummy. So we left click that or right click that for the recipe or usage. Then we can do that, and it's saying put 1 wood plank up here, and there you go. So it's just, that's a ghost image showing you what I need. So if I was in the dispenser and I hit the ghost image, see how it makes everything we need right here. These are not real. That's what I thought it was. Spruce with it, put it up there. But yeah, so if we want wooden planks, we could say, oh, I need wooden planks. So left click for the recipe, and we can see we need the wood. We click the little question mark if we can't remember if it's a complex thing. Then we just fill in the items, and there we go. So really cool. Some other things you can do with NEI if you're into the cheaty stuff. We'll quickly show you that. You can also take, say, a diamond sword here, and I believe it is, go back into NEI, hit X, I believe, for enchantments. Is that right? Wait, we might have to be in this thing. So hit X, no. Let's double check. Key bindings, inventory, X is enchantments. Are we in the wrong mode? No, we're in cheat mode. Let's turn on the buttons for enchantments then. Okay, it's being a little goofy. Let's save it. I wonder if changing that, I don't know. It's being a little weird. I'm not sure why. It's probably because it's on screen right now and doesn't want to be. But anyway, so if we hit X or P is potions, and of course it's not working right now. Dumb thing. P will pull up all your different potions and stuff like that, recipes, and let's just try something real quick. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna just start a new world in creative and see if it's any different. Okay, so we're in a creative world that started out as creative, And see now if we hit NEI, we actually have these options. I'm not exactly sure why it's doing that. But as you can see here, we have Enchanting, and weren't those up there? So now if I mouse over this and hit the letter X, it pulls up the Enchanting interface, and I can say what level I want to enchant it at, like 10, put it in there, and you can also choose your enchants. So we could say we want to enchant this with looting 10. So now we have a looting 10 sword, and you can also add, you know, fire aspect, knockback, stuff like that, and you get it. So really kind of cool there. And then also the potion one. If you hit P, you can actually see your different potions. You could put a water bottle in here, I believe. Where's our water? Or maybe it's even an empty bottle. I've never really experimented much with these because these are more cheaty and I don't use them. But we just want to, for thoroughness, we want to look at it. So let's see if we can find a bottle real quick. So here's just a water bottle. That gave me one. Put it in there maybe. And now it's a water bottle with speed. Because it is glowy. Alright. Anyway, so you can change stuff like that. Make it so it's an ultimate bottle. And I think then if I drink it, do I get all those effects? Yes. So there you go. So if you're a creative person and like creative mode, this does offer some really nice things. Aside from being able to turn on and off the rain really quick, changing your game mode, magnet mode makes things fly to you. You can set day and everything like that, make it noon. You can heal yourself. You also have these options here. So let's say I'm a builder and I have some wood items that I'm using to build. So I have that, and let's just throw some stairs in there, maybe some half slabs. So let's say I have these. I can save that setup like that, and then I could say, oh, and then maybe I also have stone stuff. So here's a stone brick. Oops, didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. And a stone half slab. For some reason, I always miss this. There it is. And maybe let's just do regular stone. So let's say we have these two loadouts here. So if I'm building something and I'm over here placing my things and I'm like, oh, I need wood, I can always come in here real quick, load up my wood, and do that, something like that, and then go back and forth. So you can have up to 7 loadouts. So very, very handy stuff there too. Now some other neat things you can do with NEI is if we are in the interface of NEI. Oh, hello. Yeah, not oh. So in creative mode, it doesn't show you everything here because you actually have this guy here. Like I said earlier, if you want to have it show on the side, just throw down like a chest or something. If someone knows another way of doing it, feel free to let me know. But anyway, let's say that we wanted to search for anything that's wood. So we could actually type wood, right? And it shows us all the wood things. Now, let's say we have lots of different types of things in our inventory, and it gets a little hard to see, you know, find exactly, maybe iron looks a little bit like some of the other ones and stuff like that. Let's do something like this. Oop, coal. So some other nice things you can do with NEI is it has a highlighting thing with its search. Oops, if we go back into text. Down here you can see your search bar, and as we typed wood, you can see it did that. If we double click this or hit the F key, it'll turn yellow, or double click it. Oh, and if we're out of it, we hit F. I thought it was F. Never wants to do anything you want it to. But anyway, so if we double click it, which is the way I usually do it, it highlights or unhighlights everything except for the item you want. So here we have wood. As you can see, it has the little lighter color background where everything else is kind of tinted. If we wanted to say, oh, I know I have iron, and I had like a big huge chest full of junk, I could type IRON, and as you can see, iron shows up. So that can be really handy. Oh man, we're at 20 minutes right now, so we gotta hurry through. All right, so let's see. I think I pretty much covered that. You can go through all the different commands and stuff. Let's do one last thing. One of the things I really like NEI for is there's two keys. There's the F7 key and the F9 key. And if you press F7, it draws little yellow X's everywhere. And what this is telling you is these are potential places a mob can spawn. Now, these are also game aware, so like if I put a torch down, as you can see, now mobs cannot spawn within the vicinity of that torch. If it's yellow, it's a potential place they could spawn. If it's red, which if it gets too dark, it's almost a guarantee a mob's gonna spawn there because it's dark. This would mean if it was nighttime, a mob could spawn. That means if you're far enough away, more than likely a mob will spawn. Let's try and move maybe that far away. We'll give it a second, see if a mob spawns. Alright, the other thing is if you press F7 again, it goes away. But if you press F9, you can now see all the corners of chunks. So this is really handy if you're, looking at slime chunks or you're trying to build something that's very specific to where the edges of the chunks are. And if you hit F9 one more time, it will actually draw the border of the closest chunk to you. So if we move through here, now it's there. But so it doesn't take up too much memory and stuff. It only draws the one that you're in, so you can actually follow the border. Let's just go check real quick. Let's change it to day. Noontime. Let's go see if anything spawned in there. I don't know necessarily if it would have. It doesn't look like it. But anyway, so those are some other really nice features of the game. I hit F9 a third time and it all goes away. So I think I covered everything I wanted to. Let's see, we covered the recipes, potions, and enchantments, even though I really don't use those. We did talk about using, I need a chest again. Some weird things about it. Talked about loadouts. We talked about recipe usages. Also, on the recipe usage, where I hit U on there, it will show you, like if you have mods, like if I had wood and I click on that, it will actually have some arrows up here that will say different type things, like it might say a redstone furnace or an induction smelter. It'll basically show the same thing, and then down here will be the variations within that. So like, what was it we were doing? Was it in, well, if we just did wood, I believe that'll work. So if we said usage of wood, and then if we hit usage of that, as you can see here, we have it can be used in a furnace as fuel, and it can be crafted into lots of different things. And of course gives you the recipes for all those. So it's a really cool mod. I believe we've kind of covered everything. I don't want to go much over 20 minutes. We're at about 23 now. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it good for this episode. Hopefully you guys found this useful and are interested in installing your own mods and trying out NEI, because this NEI is really a cornerstone for many other mods, because it makes it so you have all the other mods. Oh, that was one thing I want to show you. So if you have other mods installed, you can go to NEI subsets and it will actually list the other mods, and it will give you a quick rundown of all the different things. The other thing you can do is when you're doing searching, if you name a mod by typing at, for example, Minecraft, this will show you all the things for that mod that are available. Of course, that's everything, but that's another really handy thing if you do, let's say you have, I don't know, let's say you have Xnilo on. So you could do EXNINHI. So something like that, and it would actually show us just the things that that mod gives us. So very, very cool stuff. All right, I think that's about it, guys. I've gone a little longer than I wanted to, but I think we covered a lot of good stuff. So if you enjoyed this, please be sure to leave a thumbs up down below, like the video. Aside from that, follow me on Twitter if you want to know what's going on in my world. Comment, like, subscribe, and until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.